Hey guys, Czar here. Good morning to you. Hope all is well. Trust you're having a good morning so far. Happy Friday to you. It is Friday, August the 30th, last trading day of August. And then we head into September, of course, for next week. And Labor Day is on Monday, so it'll be a holiday weekend, 3-day weekend for certainly North Americans. And I think a few other places in the world as well for different reasons than Labor Day, of course. But here we are, guys. We are opening in about 35 seconds here. This is the Three Sisters 1-minute charts, NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow from left to right. VWAP, volume weighted average price in the middle with 2.5 standard deviation bands on the top and on the bottom. And we're going to watch this open here together. Let me start with the daily frame like I usually do. At least I have been lately. I think it's been an important thing to look at given where we are here in this cycle. We had this 17% drawdown here on the NASDAQ, somewhat less on the S&P and the Dow in terms of percentage pullbacks. And then we had this rally attempt up into this kind of resistance zone here, if you like, this pivot area, and have since been kind of meandering down, selling down, and rallying back up again and selling down. And again, yesterday rallying back up. Finished as a positive day for the futures session, but an engulfing day. You see that there, how we just marginally broke the prior day's high. I believe might have matched it. It was an engulfing day on the S&P for sure, and then also had broken the prior day's low. Inside day so far here, guys, on the NASDAQ. Inside day on the S&P, and so far inside day. A little small day here on the Dow as well. We are now open, guys, as you can see there. Be waiting for the first 1-minute candle to close in 15 seconds or so, and then we'll have that 1-minute open range. It'll move out to the right, and it'll be set for the entire rest of the futures trading session. We have a kind of narrow range here coming in, guys. We had 8:30 news right about here, and you know, it was kind of a muted reaction, quite frankly, as numbers came in line with expectations, more or less. On almost all fronts. All right, guys, so pushing down a little bit here now in this second candle of the open here on the 1-minute chart, and rallying up. Very often we see the Dow doing the opposite here on the open flurry, and today is no exception. And there's the S&P as usual doing a muted version of the two, kind of hanging out in the middle there, splitting the difference, so to speak. I'm going to be very patient here on Freaky Friday, and I just call every Friday Freaky Friday because weird things can happen, especially at the end of the month and, of course, at the end of the week, and going into a long weekend in particular. So I'm going to be very patient here, guys. Not going to jump on anything. I may take no trades this morning, and that would mean no trades today, given that I'm primarily only trading the mornings these days, almost exclusively, in fact, for the first 2 hours if there are optimal setups, and that means 9:30 till about 11:30, because at 11:30 the European markets are closed, in this case closed for the weekend. When that happens, again, it's 9:32. Yeah, I'll put you on pause. I'll bring you back when or if things begin to materialize here and happen. Right now it's just a grind. And so here we have my trading grid, guys. This is a 1-minute chart on the right hand side. Daily, there's that inside day, as you can see, trying to get back into last week's range. There's the bottom of the range, there's the top of last week's range, and we're kind of in this grinding sideways consolidation on the 30-minute chart. I'm just going to move this zone up here. Not really a zone to speak of, depending on what happens here on this candle. But I'm just going to put that there now, since we had 1, 2, 3, and now 4 candles all hanging around in the same area. And the big, most important zones, of course, are here, where prices pushed down dramatically yesterday in the New York session, and another one up here, very important zone up here that goes back to the prior day, and then the day before that as well. This 1, 2, and 3, that's really the key zones that we'll be looking at if we even get up there today. Pushing down now, I'm going to drop down to the 30-second chart just to get some more surgical or granular detail. Looking like we want to break the prior 30-minute candle high. Inside candle on the daily, but a bullish body. So mixed messages here so far this morning. I'm not going to do anything here, guys. Just going to watch. See, we're above open range on the S&P and the Dow. We are below open range, but in no man's land between open range and VWAP. This is what I call no man's land. Same thing, more or less, on the on the S&P and then pulling back again on the Dow. Nothing to do, just going to be patient. And nothing going on here, guys. Still very much in no man's land. On the NASDAQ, we're above open range and EMAs, positive EMAs, rising EMAs on the S&P, and Dow just doing its own thing here. Back over to the power grid, breaking into an upper range now. I'm going to drop down to the 30-second chart again, guys, just for a moment, and back to the 1 minute. Watching the three sisters, getting very mixed signals here. Boom, boom, and zoom. That's right. Boom, boom, and zoom. Some strength here in the NASDAQ. And I'm not going to touch it. All right, guys, flipping back up. 1, 2, and 3. Finding some strength here. All right, buy stop order right above that big candle right there. Stop below the big candle, actually below that one there. Here we go. I'll fix this marker in a moment. Looking for 1 hour. There was a minor zone in here, guys. I just took that out because it's no longer valid. We have an expanding pattern here on the 30-minute chart. And nothing over here to play with. And I'm in, guys. And I'm in. Long the NASDAQ. First trade of the day, Friday, August 30th. Last trading day of August. Now the waiting game. All right, guys, you can see that I brought in the EMAs onto the 30-minute chart to show you that we have a nice sustained uptrend here. Really kind of a grinding trend, to be quite frank, with the 9 nicely above the 21 and rising EMAs, as we have now on the daily, of course, the 9 above the 21 having rounded back up again here. We have a bullish daily body, a bullish 30-minute breaking multiple candles, and then we have the bullish trend on the 1 minute chart too as well, with a 9 above the 21. Prices were above the open range, just broke back up again, but I'm in a slight drawdown here for now. But this is saying if it's not Freaky Friday, this would be a pretty good toss of the coin in calling heads. But on Freaky Friday, anything can happen. And so we'll just wait here impatiently to see what happens. All right, there we go, guys. Stop the break even. We'll lock this in. And no matter what happens, if I get stopped out, I'll keep the video running like some of you have asked to see if price did come all the way back or if it continues back up to the TP before going to the original stop. I know some of you like to see that, and that's fine. We'll keep the video running. And so why am I long here, guys? Well, bullish body on the daily, inside candle, back inside of last week's range. There's the last week's range low, and there's the high. Bullish trend, as I mentioned, on the 30-minute chart, pushing up higher, and then above open range, above the 9 above the 21, breaking into session high, continuing higher. We also have full agreement on the three sisters. One, there's that shift candle that I waited for, by the way, and then I entered right there. Shift, rest, break. Shift, rest, break. And then here was the shift, rest, and break on the Dow below the open range, coming back into the open range. It doesn't have to be above the open range, by the way, to be supportive to the trade, right? This is three sisters aligned on the trade idea and the move, and that's the most important thing. And I am stopped out, guys, right there for a break even on this trade. But as I mentioned, I'm going to keep the video running so we can see how this trade pans out. But this is my snapshot right there for the trade outcome. Break even to start the day. And there it is, guys. And so prices did come back all the way to the original stop. So getting out at break even was a resourceful decision in hindsight. Of course, no matter what happened, it's still the right decision given my model, Freaky Friday, passing halfway, and so on and so forth. Thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate you. Have an amazing weekend if I don't see you later. Long weekend, by the way, for North America. We'll talk soon. Take care.